Okay, dokie.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
That's how it sounded when you said okay right there.
Bro, hell yeah. I wanna be exactly like that guy when I grow up. What's up, people? Welcome in, welcome in. Let us know who we are hanging out with. Go ahead and smash that like button if you're just joining us on the stream, or if you've been here. Either way, hit the like button. A simple way to support the channel to help us grow. And I just noticed last night that our redraft channel, this channel right here, has officially surpassed the Dynasty channel in subscribers.
They said that it wouldn't be bigger. Who said that?
You said that. But our Dynasty channel has 8,755. Last night, we hit 8,760. So we've officially passed the Dynasty channel over here. Obviously, the Dynasty channel isn't going anywhere, but cool to see. But again, do us a favor, drop a like. Super chats will get answered straight away. Otherwise, we're going to go in order. And the first question that I can see here is from MH1608. Full PPR, need to start 4, 2 running backs and 2 flexes. Achane, Aaron Jones, James Cook, Brian Robinson, Smith, DJ Moore, Watson. For me, this would be Achane and James Cook. And then I'm going to flex Devonta Smith and Aaron Jones, I believe. It's between Aaron Jones and DJ Moore, but it's close.
Need to start 4. Yeah, it's hard to sit Brian Robinson this week. I mean, how do you do that? I guess you go based off talent, overall talent. But I'm gonna back you there. But I mean, Brian Robinson. This feels like an 8-man type of thing, or maybe a 10-man type of thing. Brian Robinson has genuinely the best matchup in all of NFL tonight.
Are you starting him over James Cook?
No, I am not.
That's what's tough. Like, yeah, he could outscore them for sure, but
yeah,
it's tough, man.
It is tough. It is very tough. Just want to put that out there.
Yeah, I mean, I would say in the leagues you and I are in, all these players will be started probably without question. So that's a tough one. Mr. Green, what's up, my man? He says, I traded Puka and Connor for CMC, and I have Lamar Cup. Okay, he traded Puka and Connor for CMC. Yeah, I think you win that deal.
Yeah, exactly.
You get the most valuable asset in fantasy, if we're honest right now.
Yeah.
John, someone just donated a super chat named John. There was no question attached to it.
Just John. John, drop your question in the chat.
I don't see any question from John there, but I appreciate the super chat, man. I'm sure he meant to drop a question. But we do have another super chat there from Brody, so we'll get to it straight away. He says Lamar or Tua. Okay, so let's answer that first one. It's Lamar for me, but they're back to back in my rankings, so it is very close. And then Diggs, Waddle, Ayuk, Lamb, only 2 wide receivers. Probably has to be Lamb and Diggs, right?
Yeah, Lamb and Diggs there.
That's another tough one, though. I don't know how you sit some of those players.
Yeah, that is wild. That is wild, but I completely agree with you. Lamar and then Diggs and Lamb there. So hopefully that helps. We appreciate you, Brody. John, I see you have a donation. Drop your question here. We'll keep an eye out for it until we see that come through. But
Super chats get answered straight away. Drop a like for us, guys, and then we'll go in order. Corey is the next question in order. He says, is JT a must-start this week, or should I leave him on IR? If he's playing, I think you're starting him.
Yeah, my other running backs are Herbert, Pacheco, and Chuba. Absolutely. If JT gets to go ahead, you're starting him without a doubt.
Absolutely.
Clan HQ, full PPR. Should I start Herbert at RB2 this week? I have Ford on bye. My other options are Warren or Gus. Who would you go? Also start Ridley or Watson? I think we would both go Khalil this week.
Yeah,
Warren is a close second. I would say Warren can get you a safe 10 points, it feels like right now. But the way Herbert played last week, I think you kind of have to start him. And I think we would both go Calvin Ridley this week over Christian Watson still. Even though it's a tough matchup, we will still do that.
No Tre'Davious White is going to help because we saw the Falcons, AJ Terrell shadowed Ridley all day, and they don't have a guy like Tre'Davious White on that roster, so I'm curious how they're going to attack it.
Let me ask you this question.
He's played a lot of man teams. There will be zone defenses coming up for Ridley.
Yeah, and if Calvin Ridley projected to have not the best game this week, but if he doesn't have a good game against the Colts, are we panicking there? Because I think there could be conversation if Calvin doesn't at least get a good 15 points against the Colts.
I think that's
what
a
do
question for
next week,
2 weeks from now, right? I mean,
I agree, but
context is important. What did the game look like? What's the context around it? What sort of targets? What sort of defensive assignment did he get? I struggle to answer it right now.
I hear you. I think I see a lot of people worried about Calvin, and I haven't been worried. But I think if the next 2 games, specifically in week 6, if he doesn't really step up, then I'm more worried about, like, dang, he's not living up to what we hoped to be this year. But anything can happen.
Yeah, I would say a lot of receivers probably don't succeed when Terrell's kind of blanketing them all day. But I hear you. He's going to play a lot more teams that play zone coverage rather than preferring man. But he's got a good stretch from week 6 to about 11. So I'm not ready to give up.
A great one
personally. Pick 2 of the 4 this week. Good God, man. I guess this would be Warren and Rashee Rice for me. Rashee Rice plays the Vikings. That is the best matchup for wide receivers. He's getting more and more involved over there. Not someone I really want to start, but given your situation, I think I would go Warren and Rice.
No worries. I'll go Gus and Warren. Trade away DK Metcalf for Waddle. I'm okay with that personally.
Yeah, I'm fine with it too. I still prefer Waddle.
Yeah. Corey Miller says, should I trade away Drake or Addison? If you can get Addison right now, yes, that's what I would do. I like the upside of Addison. My other wide receivers are Diggs. Yep. We agree. Patrick Mahoney's good luck this Sunday, brother. Gang. What's up, my favorite YouTube channel? Thoughts on Stevenson and Jaylen Warren this week? I don't want to start them both, but I'm forced to because Kenneth Walker is on a bye.
I'm indifferent, man. I'm indifferent. I think if either of those guys give you more than 10 points, you're happy.
Yeah, I would agree there.
I would be
tough defenses. I would
kind of shocked if either of them went over 15 or 20.
What's the most you want to give up to get JT?
It's still messy, man. I mean, like, would you rather have Devon Achane or Jonathan Taylor the rest of the year?
Yeah, probably Devon.
Oh no, right now, where do you draw the line? What about Swift? Like, I think I'd rather have Swift still.
Yeah, I think this question could be answered coming into this week.
I'd say like Alvin Kamara, Joe Mixon, Brian Robinson, James Conner. Those are some names that I would be willing to send away for Taylor. But
and it's not necessarily because we don't believe in Jonathan Taylor. It's just the narrative so far around him. You know, doesn't feel like he wants to be there. Doesn't have any leverage. If Jonathan Taylor gets traded, I think we all want Jonathan Taylor though. If he gets traded to another team,
I guess it depends on where he goes. But yeah.
We'll wait and see there. Tyler, pick 2 to start: Jacoby, Brees, Tank, Dell, or Zay Flowers, half PPR.
Man, you got some great options here.
This is really good.
For me, it would be Brees Hall and Jacoby Myers if Jimmy's playing. I think Jimmy is going to play. But again, in all our leagues, Tank Dell and Zay Flowers is starting in people's lineups. But yeah.
Yeah, I was going to go Brees and Zay, but I'm happy with Jacoby. I think either one are great starts. I think the one that we both agree on is Brees Hall for sure. Should have a great week.
Yeah.
Donald, should I start Cole Kmet or Darren Waller?
No, honestly, Donald, like, I think not enough channels are just like, I have no idea. And that's what I'm telling you. I have no idea. If it was me, I would go Darren Waller. But
yeah, it just depends on the offensive line.
I wouldn't even put like a $10 bet on that question right now if I could double my money. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there is more risk if someone was like, hey, man, bet $10 who's going to be the higher performer this week, and I'll double your money, or you'll lose it. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating with Waller. Cole Kmet had a great game, but going against, I think, the worst defense for tight ends.
They're definitely top 3 worst matchup.
I'll go Darren as well. Daniel Macy, how you doing, brother? Start Dotson or Dell. I'm going Tank Dell, personally. Not sure how you feeling.
If I knew what the game script would be like tonight, it would be a lot easier to answer this question.
Macy, I'm in a league that a big money home league, and that is something that I have to go up against today. And I am starting, or sorry, it was actually Nico Collins. But I am starting Nico Collins over Jahan Dotson at the moment. But if I had Tank Dell, I'll be going Tank Dell over Jahan Dotson this week.
I think so too. Yeah, it's
we
just
have
like,
to see some. We have to see more. We just have to see more.
There's a scenario in which the Commanders are in control of the game. I'm not saying that they will, but there's a scenario that they're in control of the game and they don't need to throw the ball much. Whereas I feel like the Texans' identity is through the air, so that's what would make me would lean Dell there. Akshay, what's up? But I'm so sure that we're gonna get this wrong, and then there'll be people commenting in 5 hours. Well, that aged well. It was the wrong move not to start Dotson, you know. Akshay says, I traded McLaurin, White, and Ferguson for Pittman, Herbert, and B-Rob. I have Laporta. Traded McLaurin, White, Ferguson for Pittman, Herbert, and B-Rob. I mean, I'm kind of indifferent here. I don't really see Pittman as a massive upgrade over McLaurin. I think they're pretty even. I would rather have Rashad White than Khalil Herbert. And then I guess Brian Robinson is what makes the deal worth it. So hopefully you drastically upgraded your, running back room there with that move.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Akshay, start one, Dameon Pierce or Jahmyr Gibbs.
This is Gibbs for me still.
Yeah, it has to be Gibbs personally. But it's a tough one. It's a tough one here. We did get a super chat. Hopefully that helps. Daniel.
Super chat from Daniel. Go ahead. We'll answer that straight away.
I'm 1-3. Need to get good jump. So Dotson, Addison, also Waller and Higbee. I think we will both go Addison, and then I will be going Waller. Actually, Higbee could be a better start based off of this matchup. Tougher Eagles team.
Yeah, I think it depends if Cooper Kupp plays or not, because if Cooper Kupp is playing and now it's sharing targets between Kupp, Puka, Kyren, Tutu, I would lean Waller there and just hope that they figure something out. But yeah, I would go Addison and Waller if Kupp plays.
Yeah, and if Kupp doesn't play, I would go Higbee. I would agree there. John, thank you so much for the super chat, brother. I think he donated again with this question. Guys, I have Justin Herbert on bye. Do I stream Howell with confidence? The other viable options on waivers are Dobbs and Purdy. Appreciated. Man, I would say this right now. I'm leaning Purdy over Howell, because as we spoke about a little bit earlier, this game script could really be in favor of the Commanders, where maybe they're just running the ball with confidence, early and often, and Howell doesn't have to do much, where Purdy has a little bit more of a shootout, it looks like, coming in their game on Sunday
Howell
night.
has a better matchup, but I feel better about Purdy right now. So I would lean Purdy, but man, these are some really tough questions you guys are coming out of the gates with. Thank you for the super chats. Hey guys, over 60 people watching the stream. Can you do us a favor? Go ahead and hit that like button. The reason we ask you to do that is because it does help the channel grow. When you hit the like button, you are telling YouTube with your actions that you like our content, and in return YouTube is going to push us out to more people. So please do us a favor, go ahead and smash that like button, subscribe if you're not subscribed, drop a super chat if you want your question prioritized. Otherwise we'll go in order, and Styles is the next question in order. He said, what's up boys, Addison or Gibbs this week?
How you doing, man?
I think you probably have to go Gibbs, and I'll just quickly say, like, on Addison, we talked about this throughout the week, but just for today's stream, because there might be some questions around Addison. Last week was not involved very much, but last week this team ran the ball more than they have probably in the last 2 years combined, right? They were running the ball a lot, and they knew that Bryce Young was on the other side. They didn't really need to force the offense. They knew that they could run the ball out. They could kind of get that part of their game going. Now, the difference is, so they weren't in many 3 wide receiver sets. The difference is they're playing the Chiefs this week. The Chiefs are going to be able to score, and Addison will need to be an important part of that game plan if they have a chance in hell of winning. So it would be Addison for me, and I think for you, but
yeah.
Or sorry, it would be Gibbs. My bad.
Gibbs.
But I just wanted to give people hope who have Addison.
Yeah, and I was gonna go Gibbs as well there. I think a great matchup there, especially if Amon-Ra doesn't play. But if he does play, I think Gibbs can still have a good floor. Actually,
Yep.
star 3 wide receivers: DJ Moore, Pittman, Garrett Wilson, Debo, Thielen, Cup if he plays. If not, other 3. So yeah, Cup. So if Cup does play, I'm going Cup, Debo, and I think I'm going Pittman over DJ Moore. But I think it's really close with DJ, just because of that Titans matchup with versus the Colts. But if Cup doesn't play, I'm going DJ Moore. Sorry, I'm going, yes, DJ Moore, Pittman, and Debo. But that might be different for Zach.
Yeah, Cup for sure if he plays. And then really, I think you have to go Debo, like you mentioned. So between Wilson, Pittman, and DJ Moore, I mean, that is really difficult. I'm going to lean Garrett Wilson, though.
Okay.
Garrett Wilson at Denver. Getting hyper targeted last week, 14 targets. It's a good matchup. Zach Wilson looks a little more competent. So, but it's a tough one there.
Yeah.
What's up, Chris? Chris says 12-team full PPR got offered Madison and Higgins for Amon-Ra and Reed. My running back room is Stevenson, Pierce, and Hubbard. Got offered Madison and Higgins for Amon-Ra and Reed.
I don't think that's enough.
For Amon-Ra, yeah. I think you deserve more in a return.
Yeah, I completely agree. T. Higgins has been struggling. Alexander Madison, even though he has 2 good games, I still think that production is going to decrease in the coming weeks there. So I don't think that's enough personally.
Yeah, and I'm Team Madison. I think Madison's going to be good rest of the year, but I also would agree this isn't enough. Hawkinson for Pollard. I'd rather have Pollard and stream the tight end position. I don't know about you, though.
I think it just depends on your running back room. But you know, you drafted Pollard in the early 2nd round, meaning he is probably your RB1, and you're trying to trade away Hawkinson. What's that running back room look like? That's what I would say.
Addy says, thanks for doing this. Y'all saved me on my first time doing fantasy. Love that.
No
2
worries,
questions.
man.
1, who should I start this week? Hubbard, Higgins, Madison, Sutton. This would be Madison for me. I got Higgins for London. Was it worth it? Yeah, I would rather have Higgins rest of season. I know the Bengals offense doesn't look good, but I feel better about their opportunity to turn it around and look like, resemble what they once were compared to that Atlanta offense ever being pass happy. So I like the Higgins deal. For the first question that you put out there, here's what I'll say in more detail. If Miles misses this week for whatever reason, I'll go Hubbard. If not, I'll go Madison. I know it's a tough matchup, but I don't like Sutton's matchup versus the Jets, and I don't think Higgins is going to play.
Yeah, I don't think, and that's where I was going to go. I don't think Higgins is going to play. So I'll go Madison with you as well. So I'll back you there. So thank you so much for that question here. We got a super chat from, I don't even know how to say that.
Schnaps.
We appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. A 12-team PPR. I have Jordan Love at quarterback. Mostert and Gibbs are running back. Do I trade Love and Mostert for Anthony Richardson and Pierce?
Is that Damian, I assume, then?
Damian Pierce. I would say this. I'm okay with that. I don't know if Zach is. Just because the way Devon is playing, you can kind of see that fade coming in. Like, if Mostert gets the same workload this week, that's questionable, right? Like, that's questionable moving forward. And I think Damian Pierce will get better as the offensive line gets better. Remember, they're missing a lot of pieces on the offensive line. And Anthony Richardson has been playing great. I would rather have Anthony Richardson right now over Jordan Love in fantasy.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. And Mostert, I don't love Damian Pierce, but we've been saying to sell high on Mostert, until last week, really, because now you can't. So I'm fine with this deal as well. I don't think you really downgrade per se at running back, but you definitely upgrade season long at quarterback, in my opinion, with what A-Rich is doing. So I like the deal for you. Thank you for the super chat. We do answer super chat straight away. Otherwise, we are going to go in order. We now have over 75 people watching the stream. Can you guys help us get to 50 likes? Currently 13 likes away. Do us a favor. Drop a like, guys, as we help you set your lineups. You can help the channel grow in return.
By the way, No, just to let people know, by the way, we're going to be live up until the game. So if you have
Yeah.
any Star City questions specifically for tonight and you don't think we might get to it, not to say you have to, but drop a super chat. We can get to you. Remember, you jump that line if you drop a super chat here. But yes, Brandon is the next question there.
Yes.
Go for it.
What's up, y'all? I have DJ Moore and JT as my options for flex. Wondering if I should risk starting JT. Yeah, in this scenario, I don't think you have the luxury of waiting. I think Jonathan is going to play, but who knows? So you can't sit DJ Moore in this scenario, in my opinion, even though
I think
JT
the better
might
question,
have the better
yeah,
game.
I think the better question for you, Brandon, is who else are you starting in that flex option that you can start over, that you should be able to start JT over? You know, we'll see.
Yeah.
Is Taylor playing, or do I have to start Roscoe? If you are in a scenario where you don't know Jonathan Taylor is playing, and you have Rashawn Johnson, looks like you might have to start him going into this week.
Oh, man. I think there's a lot of running backs I'd be willing to wait on. Like, I wonder who else he has there. I know he's probably putting it because this is his best option, but like if I had an A.J. Dillon, a Jaleel McLaughlin, a Tajay Spears, a Zeke Elliott, a McKinnon, an Akers, a Gibson, Gainwell, Justice Hill, Chuba Hubbard, like if I have any of those guys, I'm willing to wait on Jonathan Taylor. But if that's truly like your only other option, then look, like this is a decision that you have to make, right? Like really, like Badaki and I don't know. We can't sit here and say we know Jonathan Taylor's going to play, because that would be false. We think he will, but we don't. So yeah, hopefully that's helped.
Agreed. Hey fellas, I'm 4-0, but getting absolutely shafted by bye weeks. Do I start Tajay or Roscoe? Do I drop Tajay Spears, Roscoe, or Jason to set Cup free? This is where I would wait. So this is where I would wait. If Cooper Kupp does play, and this is in your flex option, then you either drop. You probably have to. I don't like it, but you drop Roscoe.
Cooper Kupp, by the way, practice in full.
Yeah,
today.
You drop Roscoe because of Tajay Spears, because Roscoe essentially is going to play tonight, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you drop him. If Cooper Kupp gets the okay,
I don't think I would drop Rashawn Johnson, but go ahead. Sorry.
I'm just saying, like, if this is the only way, and maybe this Roscoe is your RB5, RB4, and let's say you have, it sounds like you have bye weeks, right? You probably have Kenneth Walker and an Austin Eckler, or Jerome Ford, or Rashad White. Then they come back. I mean, what are the odds of you really starting Roscoe or Tajay? I'm just thinking about it in that sense of where, like, you're probably going to have to start one of these running backs, and one of these guys have to be dropped. So
the way I'm interpreting this question is that he has to start a running back. So I'm not interpreting as in like Kupp is an option between those guys, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. But I would not drop Rashawn. I wouldn't play him either. I think you have Tajay there. So Tajay is like a break glass option. But then I would just hold on right now. I mean, what if Rashawn Johnson goes off and you just dropped him? That would be the worst feeling ever.
I get you.
So I would definitely be holding him and then seeing what happens. And in most leagues, you can drop someone after they've played. So if Rashawn is on your bench and he doesn't do anything and it looks like it's really Herbert's backfield, you can then make that decision if Kupp plays. But I certainly wouldn't be dropping him myself.
Hold on 1 second. If you can go for that. Ellen just came in.
Michael says, Herbert tonight, ? Or do I start Judy or Boyd? Man, that's a really tough one because Judy, I think he's going to be good rest of season, but right now it's not looking good over there. And Herbert definitely took a step in taking over that backfield, but it's a pretty tough defense. I'll lean Herbert there, but that is a tough one. Best of luck. Puka for Barkley, that's a pretty even deal. Depends on your team needs, but I would say both sides are getting an even deal there. No worries, Michael. Iron Never Lies says, hey, full PPR start 2. Flowers, Pickens, Watsons, DJ Moore, and Fields or Stroud. Okay, so full PPR pick 2, Flowers, Pickens, Watson, Moore. So I would go DJ Moore and Zay Flowers.
Exactly.
And then I would start Justin Fields.
Agreed. I completely agree right there.
Ronnie says, what's good? Thoughts on Brock Purdy against Dallas? I can pick up Sam Howell Yeah, we talked about this earlier. I do like Sam Howell. He's one of my starts of the week, but I feel better about Brock Purdy with the amount of options he has at his disposal. And keep in mind, I'm not saying that like they're not going to run the ball, but they might not run the ball as frequently as they had versus this defense, right? They might scheme up more things through the air, more screen passes to CMC, Deebo Samuel. Kittle could be more involved. So two good defenses, but Purdy, the weapons around him, I'm still going to be starting him myself. And I think Badaki would agree there.
I agree. I completely agree.
We
do have a super chat.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and get to that super chat straight away from Ty. Thank you for the donation. He says, I am panicking on Ramondre. Pats have a terrible ball control, and he's fighting for snaps with Zeke. Should I sell? If yes, for who? Ty, this has been my biggest sell high since the season started. Before the season started, I made a video saying to sell him, so I would have been selling him. Now I don't think you can trade him for anything that's valuable, but what do you think, Badaki?
I would say that I think Ramondre is still winning the snap share. I don't think it's Ramondre that's struggling. I think not only Ramondre is struggling. I'm not saying he's not struggling. I'm saying it's the whole offense. Is this offense going to get better? Is it Mac Jones is going to be better? Or is it going to be Bailey Zappi? Because we saw that coming in the second half of the season. They do have another tough matchup here against the New Orleans Saints. But then next week he has the Las Vegas Raiders, who are really good for running backs. I get what you're saying. I would agree with Zach. Like, if you are trying to sell Ramondre now, it's probably too late. So you're probably best on holding because you're probably just going to get lowballed for Ramondre.
Yeah, I would agree. Gator says, half PPR, need one. Brandon Cooks, Edwards, Warren, Osborne. This would probably be between those running backs for me.
For me, it would be Gus.
I have them back-to-back in my rankings, but I do lean Warren.
Okay.
I mean, Warren could have one play in the air that, makes his fantasy day worth it. Whereas with Gus, if you're not getting into the end zone, it's probably not a good day. However, he did catch 2 balls last week.
He did. Great. I did see that. I was watching that.
But yeah, I would lean Warren myself. I don't know, but
and close. Higbee or pick up Schultz or Hayden. We're going Higbee here still. Go
Higbee there too.
So hopefully that helps.
Daniel says I should have traded Moss when I had the chance. Yep, made a video about that, and a lot of people were telling me I was an idiot. They're like, "You're an idiot. Jonathan Taylor's not coming back." Someone told me, this is a direct quote. Someone commented, said, "Don't listen to this guy. He has no idea what he's talking about. Zach Moss has Santana Moss's blood. He's a dog." Direct quote.
That aged well. Maybe we should comment back. That aged well.
Yeah.
But we just look like dicks. We look like dicks in the
yeah. When people do it to us, it's fine, but we can't do it.
Yeah,
they can't
do it.
They can dish it, not take it. Rest in peace, Dick Butkiss. Yes, that is sad to hear. Rest in peace, my man. Judy or London this week? I'll go Judy.
Yep.
Start Deebo or Olave?
I'm starting Deebo. I think both should be started.
That is a tough one because I did hear a report that he's not probably going to be 100% for the game.
Deebo?
Yes.
He was limited in practice today for sure.
No, I saw a direct report that said he won't be 100% in the game. I know he's been limited, but that report
like
came
100%, out. Like the snaps you're talking about, like in the game.
All the report said he's not going to be himself, essentially, right?
Right. Okay.
So that would make me lean Olave.
Okay.
Myself,
I think this one, it all depends on what that report is coming in, before Sunday, and what that looks like. If Deebo is going to get a full snap share or Deebo is going to play, I think you have to start Deebo. But I hear what you're saying, Chris. Do I trust Nico rest of the season? Should I be selling him or holding him? I'm holding Nico personally. I mean, Stroud looks like the truth at the moment. So, unless it depends on what you can get for Nico. If somebody out there is willing to give you a haul for him, maybe a top wide receiver, like
I heard the footballers talk about this. Would you rather have Nico or Waddle?
I still rather have Waddle.
Yeah, same.
But that's tough. Like there's names, Nico, Waddle, Brandon Ayuk, maybe. You think of someone like a Deebo or I don't know. There's a lot of names out there.
Yeah, I definitely think it really does matter who you could sell him for. I will say this: I think there will be boom bust games. So I don't think he's going to be like every week unquestionable. He's like, a superstar, but he's going to have a lot of good games. It just will be a little bit up and down. That's not abnormal for the position. But I'm just looking at a database that collects trades from different platforms, and I've seen someone trade DJ Moore for him. I wouldn't do that. I've seen someone trade Puka for him. I would prefer Puka. I've seen a Waddle trade. I prefer Waddle. Someone really traded Madison for him. Damn.
I'm thinking of the names. I'm thinking of the way I think of trades. I think of the names that are around him right now. Nico's wide receiver 7. So Mike Evans or Nico Collins.
Yeah, I would go Nico Collins there.
Right. Devonta Smith, who's wide receiver 12, or Nico Collins.
Man, I would prefer Devonta Smith, but I wouldn't be opposed to a deal where I upgrade somewhere else in the 2-for-2.
And I think, not us, but I think a lot of people would question CeeDee Lamb or Nico Collins, the way he's playing, wide receiver 13 on the year at the moment. You get what I'm saying? I think people see that number because, you probably play on the NFL site or you probably play on Sleeper and you see, hey, CeeDee Lamb's wide receiver 13. Nico, top 7 wide receiver, though. I think that's how a lot of people think. And a lot of people would be panicking for that. But I think I would rather have all those guys over Nico long term. But I love Nico and what he's doing. Outside of Mike Evans, I would say. I don't think I want Mike Evans.
Clan HQ says, got offered Barkley and Higgins for Ridley and Puka. My running backs are Bijan, Herbert, Ford, Warren. Wide receivers are Puka, Waddle, Ridley, Watson. I personally don't believe that you have the wide receiver depth to make this move.
Right. Oh, right. Okay, because he gets Ridley and Puka, or he's giving away Ridley and Puka.
Yeah, exactly. If you get rid of Ridley and Puka, now it's Waddle, Higgins, Watson, Rice. I don't feel good about that. So,
what if it was Puka? Yeah, I agree.
Chris says Dotson and Tank Dell rest of season.
I want Tank. I want Tank Dell.
I think so too.
It sounds crazy because I love Dotson. Dotson was my guy coming in. Clearly, that's not the case at the moment. But yeah, the way he's playing, yeah. Tristan, Gino has a bye. Who do I stream?
I'll go Hal.
Yeah, I'll go Hal here as well. DJ Moore, Jalen Warren. I think we'll both say DJ Moore there. Yep. Joseph, much love fan. Full PPR when Cup comes off of IR. Should I drop Waller or Miles Sanders? Did good on waivers for drafting these two guys. I mean, is this like an 8-man league or something?
I struggle to think of a format where those guys don't have any trade value and you drop them, even as bad as Waller's been.
I would agree there.
I would have to choose Waller, but again, I just don't think that that's your best option is dropping a player.
Yeah.
Pigeon Man, go ahead.
2 running backs, Jonathan Taylor, Herbert, or Miles Sanders. Worried about Sanders being fully healthy. Look, at the moment, it looks like you have to start Khalil, and if JT plays, you know your answer. That's what I was saying. If he doesn't, then you have your other answer. Yeah. Hopefully that helps there. Luke Hill, Mixon, or Pacheco.
Mixon this week. I'm releasing a video tonight. Well, it'll be tomorrow morning for you guys. 10 players that are going to dominate in week 5, and I'll just say I'm going Mixon.
It's no money bags.
Says full PPR need to start 2. Gibbs, Dobbs, Brees, or Ramondre. Gibbs, Dobbs, dive, dodge.
Yep, I love that one.
Brees
and Gibbs.
Yeah, it's close between Brees and Gibbs and Brees and Dobbs. But I will go Brees and Gibbs. It's very close. What is up, Kyle? What's up, brother?
How you doing, brother? How you going?
Big M says, sup, guys? What do y'all think if Amon-Ra is out? I start Dotson, Michael Wilson, Jameson Williams, or Tyler Boyd. If Amon-Ra is out, I would be going Michael Wilson. But I think he's going to play.
Yeah, a lot of people are worried about Amon-Ra. I got a lot of that in the comments on my video today. Amon-Ra, I feel like since week 2 has been limited all for leading up to the season so far, right? And he's played every single time and he's produced every single time. So I think if Amon-Ra plays, you start Amon-Ra and don't question it. Yeah. And obviously the question is, I think the real question is Dotson or Michael Wilson? because you're probably going to have to start one of those guys. You're going to have to start Dotson or Michael Wilson tonight, and I think
yeah,
I would
I'm
be
making
starting.
that decision in my own league, and I'm going Michael Wilson.
Yeah, yeah. It's a tough one, but I think that's the bigger question there for you, Big M. Chris, thoughts on JT? Is he staying with the Colts? I mean, at the moment, I think he's just putting on a nice face, putting a smile on his face, and saying, "I'm here,
I don't think
so
he
I
has
won't
an
get
option.
fined." Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Carlos, pick one PPR: Dotson, McKinnon, Stevenson, Higgins, Warren, or Tutu. I think for me, this is between Stevenson and Dotson here. I'll go Ramondre.
I want to know if Kupp is playing or not, because I would actually choose Tutu.
Okay. Makes sense.
But I'm willing to let Dotson stay on my bench and then make the decision between Stevenson, Higgins, and Tutu. If Kupp doesn't play, we'll go Tutu. If he does, I'll decide. Like, if Higgins plays, I'm still going Higgins over Stevenson. But, again, you have time to make that decision. Yeah. John says, start 3, Kyren, Connor, Mostert, Swift, Wilson. This would be Kyren, Swift, and Wilson for me.
Yeah, I completely agree there.
No worries, Brody. Chris says, are you guys still confident on Waller? No. We talked about that a lot this week. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. Is there a worse offensive line in the NFL right now than the Giants?
No.
And that's the issue. It doesn't matter what weapons you have. If you have less than like a second and a half to make a decision, unless your name is Tom Brady, you're probably not going to do very well. And I know that you're going to get Andrew Thomas back.
No, I mean, he had a setback, but...
Okay, so Thomas had a setback, but...
Are you talking about, like, just in general? Or...
I meant in general, but...
Oh, right.
Like, I'm struggling to see how this offense gets a lot better. Well, what I will say is when Saquon is back, then that opens up a lot.
Which is trending that way this week. But look,
yeah.
I think the best way to put this is that if you have Waller right now and you have depth pieces at the tight end position, I think this goes for any Waller owner out there.
Yeah.
Don't drop him. Don't trade him away. I think this team does get better in the second half, and maybe Waller is a league-winning tight end in the second half of the season for you guys, because this offensive line will get better, and will get healthier, because we are missing everyone, our star players on our offensive line.
Would you rather play Darren Waller or Zach Ertz? Because I know my answer, but I don't know where you stand.
No, I think I would have to go Zach Ertz this week for sure.
Yeah. Kind of crazy.
But it's tough. It's tough because it all depends on how they're going to utilize Waller. And if Saquon's back, you might have a better game this week. But we won't know that until we get closer.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, guys, almost 100 people watching the stream. We appreciate you. We're going to be live all the way up until kickoff. Do us a favor, go ahead and smash that like button. It is a way for you to help this channel grow. You know, as we're helping you guys, do us a favor in return and hit the like button, help the channel grow. Let's try and get to, 75 likes. We're currently 20 likes away from that. Go ahead and hit that like button for us. Drop your questions. We'll go in order. You guys are probably commenting and thinking, like, when is it going to come to me? We're going in order, I promise you. The only way that we go out of order is if there's a super chat that's donated. Mm-hmm. John says, guys, I have Justin Herbert on bye. Do I stream Hal tonight? Yeah,
kind of answered this.
We've answered this a couple times. We would go Purdy, but Hal is also a fine option. Mr. Grateful says, have you ever successfully traded a player whose bye lined up with the week you face the person who has them? Yes. I talked about this a little bit last year in a video, but I've kind of just tagged it bye week swaps is what I've called it. But yeah, it's definitely something that you can do. Someone who is very good at it is Sam Green in our home leagues.
Does it every single time.
But yeah.
Crazy. Mm-hmm. Who do I start at quarterback? Trevor, Stafford, Howell. I'm still going Trevor there, but I mean both Stafford and Howell could have great games over Trevor. Trevor just has a tough matchup. I'm not sure what you would do there, but hopefully that helps.
Yeah.
Lex. DJ Moore, Christian Watson, Warren, sit 1. I am sitting Jaylen Warren there. I'll start the wide receivers.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you.
In the PPR.
Cameron says start Kyren over Pittman. Nico Flowers. Yeah. I struggle to sit Kyron.
Two or Fields.
I'm going to.
Yeah, I'll go two as well. Also pick one full PPR. Kyron, JT, Aaron Jones. You have to go Kyron here. Hopefully that helps, man. Chris, dealing with crucial injuries and bye weeks in my main league. Moss, Terrace Marshall, PPR. I mean, if JT doesn't play, it looks like you're gonna have to start Moss. If JT does play, I think I'm still starting Moss, in hopes that he is getting worked in a little bit.
Yeah,
over Terrace Marshall.
You know what though? Terrace just had over 10 targets, didn't he?
He did. It's just, I think, not saying it's a one-off, not saying, I think it's just tough. I don't know if I think I see Moss having a safer floor this week over Terrace, but I could be wrong. I could be absolutely wrong.
If JT plays, if there's any sort of PPR in the league, I think I would lean Marshall, and I don't really have confidence in any of these guys, but like Terrace Marshall just had, let me just double check if I'm going crazy. He had 10 targets. The week before, he had 8 targets. So, yeah, it's a tough one. But if JT plays, I think I'll lean just towards someone who could get a high amount of targets.
I hear you. Like, someone dropped Javonte for Jaleel. I picked him up. My accidentals. I love that. I love that for you, Lex.
That's
Max,
crazy.
Yeah, what is a realistic trade for Pollard? I have Stevenson, White, B-Rob, Dotson. He needs RB2. His running backs are Jaleel because he was a Chubb owner. I have Stevenson, White. I mean, this is...
If he has Pollard, then there's no way he's trading Pollard away if his RB2 is Jaleel. You know?
I mean...
Like, I don't see him doing that, but what you could try is... You could try... like Rashad White and Dotson, but no way that happens. Could you try Stevenson and Dotson maybe? But again, because I guess like Cooper Kupp for Pollard feels good if you could get Pollard, but then he's gonna have Jaleel McLaughlin as RB1. I don't know. I just don't think he does it.
Yeah, I hear you. Should I trade JT for A-Chain?
Oh God. Here's what I'll say. This is a huge move. You have to decide if this is right for your team. Now, if that trade was to hit my inbox, would I decline it?
I don't think we can.
I just don't think I would. I would probably accept the Achane side, and maybe it's short-sighted, and maybe I'm overreacting, but in that offense, I struggle to not believe in Achane. And it's not like he's only been successful in one area. The dude's a great pass catcher. He's incredible after the contact. He was great at that in college too. And he's explosive. He's hitting the right holes. He's got great vision. His cuts are electric. It's almost like Chris Johnson. Like this is the closest thing we've seen to Chris Johnson since Chris Johnson was in the league. Truly. I know that sounds crazy to say, but it is. I can't think of a running back. Maybe was Jamal Charles. I can't remember when that crossover was. I'll take Devon.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on what your team looks like. And if you need a running back now, I'm happy to do this trade. If you want to just wait, because if JT is going to come back, then maybe I'll wait. But it's a tough one. Joshua, would you accept Etienne and Debo for Keenan Allen PPR? I think that's a lot of context there. How's your running back room?
I would take Etienne and Debo.
Oh, so he's getting Etienne and Debo. He's not sending. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm happy to do that.
That's a smash, except for me.
I'm happy to do that. I thought you were giving Etienne and Debo for Keenan. I was going to say, what's your running back room look like?
Right.
So I'm okay with that.
We have a super chat. We'll get to Landon. Okay. Sorry, 1 second. I just want to make sure we prioritize the super chats. Sorry about that. Fario, thank you for the donation. Who to start tonight, DJ Moore or McLaurin? Damn, son, you have to choose one between those guys?
Damn, son, where'd you find that? I mean, I'm personally going DJ. And reasons why is because we've just seen, in my opinion, more from DJ. Terry obviously was coming back off of that injury, off of that turf toe. We saw him have a great game this past week. Give me DJ Moore. I think he's more important to this offense. That's what I would say. He's significantly more important to this offense than, not that Terry isn't, but if they get this ball rolling on the ground with Brian Robinson or whoever, I mean, it can be freaking Antonio Gibson, Chris Rodriguez.
My answer is I have no idea who scores more points. I have no idea. I have McLaurin ranked higher, though. Yeah. I have no idea. And I'm sorry that this isn't more helpful, but it's honesty. And I think hopefully people appreciate honesty. I have Terry as my wide receiver 21. I have DJ as my wide receiver 24. I don't know how it gets closer than that. I have no idea.
Hopefully that helps, man. Yeah, really hope.
Thank you for the donation.
Helps. Yeah, thank you so much. 2 running backs. Landon said 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 a flex. Love or Fields. I'm going Fields. 2 running backs will be Pollard and Monty, but it's really close with Swift. 2 wide receivers. Okay, I think the person you sit here would either be between Swift and Monty, which sounds crazy.
It would be Pollard and Swift for me.
Okay, well, one of those guys should be sat.
So
I think I'm going.
You can start more players here, so I'll answer this question then. Fields, Pollard, Swift. At wide receiver, I'm starting Collins and Chase, and then at flex, I'm going Monty.
Okay, so you can put the 3rd running back. Okay, yeah, I get you. I'm happy with that.
With Aaron Jones being questionable again, should I risk it and start Brian Robinson today? Man, Aaron Jones has a really good matchup on Monday Night Football. I don't imagine that he doesn't play. Now, of course, I could be wrong there, but I like the matchup versus the Raiders. They give up the 12th most points. But Brian Robinson has an incredible matchup as well, maybe the best matchup. So I guess if you don't really know what Jones' status is going to be, I would feel fine to put Brian out there.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think if Aaron Jones does play, I think you might have to start him over one of those guys in your flex. But we'll see Fred, Dolphins defense or Cowboys defense. Dolphins have a good defense this week, or a good opportunity, especially with that offensive line. I'm going Dolphins because I think no question the 49ers are going to score. That's what I would say. We haven't scored a touchdown in the past 2 games. Well, actually, that's a lie. We scored against the 49ers, but that was really just luck. Adam, Hollywood, Gibbs, Zay at flex.
This would be Zay for me.
Yeah. DJ Moore, a really full PPR. Both of these guys need to be started, brother. Based off matchup, I feel like I have to go DJ. Feel more confident in him, but Ridley is really, really close.
We'll go Ridley there, but it is close for sure.
Start B-Rob. Yep, I love that, Max. Should I start Howe or Lawrence? I'm still going Lawrence.
I would go Howe here, actually. This is where the line is for me. They're back-to-back in my rankings, but Howe is 1 spot ahead in that scenario. Fields or Dobbs, I'll go Fields. Stroud or Fields, I'll go Stroud.
Fields.
Gator says, half PPR, unfortunately need 2 between Woods, Gallup, Hubbard, Lazard, or pick up Marshall Osborne. I'm assuming that's Robert Woods there.
Roberto.
I think it would be Gallup and
Marshall, maybe. I don't know if I want to. I mean, let me just double check.
It would be Gallup and Marshall, and I would feel comfortable dropping Robert Woods.
Yeah, Woods. That's what I was thinking.
But hopefully Miles doesn't play, and you can start Hubbard
over to make that decision easier.
Yeah.
I hear you. I'm okay with that. Caleb, what's a good value to trade away for Tua or Fields and Tim? I mean, look, this is a really loaded question. There's so many opportunities, so many ways this can go. It really depends on how your league values Tua or Fields.
Here's what I'll say. Like, question. If I was in a 10-man league, I'm not giving up anything valuable for a quarterback. So it all comes down to how your league is going to value a quarterback in a 1-quarterback league. I would stream the position every single week instead of giving up anything that even if you were like, hey, that guy who's unproven on your bench, what if we do a trade like that? No, I'll stream the position, you know. And I think most of our leagues are going to be like that because we're aware that we can stream quarterback, but it could be different for your league. So,
yeah.
Tommy says, I traded DK and Waller for Godwin and A-Chain. I like that move.
Yep.
Deller Flowers. I'm going Flowers this week.
Flowers. Agreed.
Amon-Ra is doubtful. Is he really doubtful? Am I missing reports?
I mean, I looked this up earlier, and he's not doubtful. It just said that he practiced limited, and he was questionable coming in, not doubtful.
Oh, yeah, that's weird.
Still aiming to play Amon-Ra. Said Thursday that his goal remains to play this Sunday against the Panthers, despite having sat on the Lions' first two Week 5 practices. I guess it depends. If he practices tomorrow in any sort of fashion, then that's great. But if he doesn't practice tomorrow, then that's when you can see him not playing. So hopefully that's helpful.
Yeah. Khalil or Jaleel? I'll go Khalil.
Agreed.
Watson or D-Hop to flex? I go Watson.
Where do you see Watson? Yeah, Watson. Agreed.
Sutton or Dotson? I would go Sutton there.
Yeah, Sutton can be Sutton as well.
Trade DK and Addison for Waddle and Cooper. Trade DK and Addison for Waddle and Cooper.
Yes.
Is that?
I'll take Waddle and Cooper.
Yeah, I think either way. Actually, I'm with the Waddle and Cooper side there.
Trade Hollywood for Pittman. I think it's an even trade.
It is pretty even. I don't have a preference on that one. Imagine not hitting a like. Michael says, "No, we do appreciate you guys." Currently 90 people watching and 67 likes. Help us get to that 75 mark. Only quick math say 8 likes away from 75. Help us get there. Go ahead and drop a like as we help you guys set your lineups. Again, super chats will get answered straight away. Otherwise, we do go in order. We will be live until, let's put a time on it because it's my team. I'm trying to watch this game. We'll be live for 15 minutes, guys. 15 minutes, and then we're logging off. Sam Howell or Jared Goff? I'm going Howell this week. Or I'm going Goff. Sorry, my bad.
I'm going Goff.
But if Amon-Ra doesn't play, actually, we don't know that. We won't know that.
Yeah, that's the problem. I think whether he plays or not, I'm still playing Jared Goff.
McClan says, so I worked the deal to Saquon and Higgins for Puka and Watson. Thoughts should I accept?
That's the one that you still
Christian
don't have.
Watson?
Yeah, I think this is the one that we were questioning his wide receiver depth.
Right. I mean, I'm fine with this personally. My inkling is that Saquon wouldn't play this week, but I could be wrong, and I'm not a doctor.
Not a doctor.
But rest of season, I would prefer Saquon and T. You also have to keep in mind that there is a legitimate chance that if T. Higgins doesn't play this week, he also doesn't play next week. Why? Because they have a bye week in week 7. So if they're not confident in T this week, there's a chance they hold him out next week for the bye week. So he's actually good to go in week 8. So there's a legitimate chance you don't have him for 3 weeks. And you just have to keep that in mind. That's in the range of outcomes there. So that makes the trade a little risky. There's a chance that you don't have these guys for 4 of the next, like Saquon might miss this week. We don't know. T. Higgins, so all I'm saying is there's a lot of risk to this trade still.
Yeah. You might trade for 2 players that won't play this week essentially. So hopefully that helps.
I would say this if my team is 3-1 or 4-0, I'm making that deal. Otherwise, I gotta stick with what I have.
I hear you. Russ PPR. Who do I play in my flex? Dell, Flowers, Pickens, Debo. Already starting Ayuk in my wide receiver. So if you're starting Ayuk, then I would be okay going Flowers here over Debo. But I feel like you have to start Debo. Look, if reports do come out that Debo's going to be somehow limited, then I'm going Flowers with confidence. That's what I would say.
Okay, I'll go with you there.
Thoughts on Mixon? I think he'll have a bounce back game. This is a great opportunity for him to have a great game this week, specifically against the team that he's going up against. So I really like Mixon personally. So hopefully that helps. Donald, DJ Moore, or Nico Collins. Mind you, I'm a Bears fans. Bear down.
I'm going Nico, but I don't know about you.
I'm going DJ still.
You're going DJ over Nico? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if I had DJ, I would be starting him over Nico, but
okay,
we'll wait and see. I mean, we talk about it, AJ Terrell against Calvin. AJ Terrell against Nico. Calvin's clearly a better wide receiver. I think this will be the Tank Dell week personally.
Okay.
But I still love Nico. I'm just thinking of that matchup.
Okay.
Hopefully that helps Donald. Zap pick 2, Puka, Olave, DJ Moore. I'm going Puka and Olave there.
Same.
Patrick's up, boys. Tua or Fields. And this is the one that we go Tua over Fields. So hopefully that helps. What's up, fellas? Who you feeling at QB this week? Fields or Purdy? I'm going Fields for this one.
Yeah.
And S set my lineup. Brother, you start AR, you start Swift, you start Brian Robinson, you start JJ Jamal, Calvin Ridley, maybe add Flex and Laporta. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of context there missing, so hopefully that helps. Rico, who should I drop in a PPR between Jahan, Zay Jones, Jameson Williams, or Jalen Warren? I'm solid at running backs. Some of these guys I don't want to drop at all. I'll tell you that much. If I had to drop somebody and close my eyes, I will drop Zay Jones because I would rather have Jahan, Jameson, and Jalen Warren long term.
Yeah, but
if you set a running back,
crazy that you have
just
to drop
Jalen. How about that? If you set a running back, drop Jalen. You're probably never going to start him.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I would say.
Yeah, I just feel like he has value. I don't know. That's
agree.
weird. Mr. Trace Cero Cinco dropped the super chat. Full point. Nico Collins or Scary Terry? I'm going Nico Collins.
This is a tough one. I will go Nico as well. Just don't love it. Just don't love it. Hopefully that helps there. Mr. 305.
Komet or Burks? I think you got to go Komet. I don't think Burks is going to play this week.
Yep.
He hasn't practiced.
Santiago. Carmen Sandiego. I don't know why this came. You know what Carmen Sandiego is?
No.
A classic. First PC game out there. Now, should I trade Kyron Williams for Devontae Adams? Have PPR. I have James Cook, Rashad White, and Gibbs. I would rather keep Kyron there. But if you are struggling at that wide receiver position, maybe you have a Jahan Dotson and a Drake London. You know, maybe you drafted these wide receivers hoping they'll kind of pop off. Maybe I'll be willing to do it, but at the moment I will wait. What I would do is try and trade away Rashad White for a lower wide receiver. Can you trade Rashad White for a Tank Dell or something?
If I knew that Devontae Adams was healthy and that he has no issues with his shoulder, as someone who has Kyron and loves him, I'll take Adams in a heartbeat.
Okay.
So take that as you will. Etienne or Herbert? I'll go Etienne.
Etienne. I need some help, guys. Terry tonight or Hollywood Brown.
I'm going Terry.
FPPR, Pittman, McLaurin, Kyron start 2. I'm going Pittman and Kyron.
Pittman and Kyron. Yeah, same. It's close.
Okay. Got a bit of a tricky start for my 6-man non-PPR. I have 3 running backs I can put in the flex. A-Chain, Mostert, and Connor. Yeah, I also have Nico, but I think I like my running backs better right now. I would start Nico over Mostert.
I think the question is you have to choose one of those 4 options, which would be A-Chain for me.
A-Chain, yeah. Who to bench? Gabe Davis, Dell Addison. Benching Gabe Davis.
Yeah, I do think Gabe Davis is still in the boom bust category. Like, he's not getting heavy targets. But I'm not going to start Addison over him.
Okay.
And I love Addison. But yeah, I would go Davis because you're still hoping and believing that Addison's going to get his targets. Yeah, it would be Davis for me.
No worries. A couple problems for me.
Addison, I would say, sorry.
Swordfish, a couple problems for me this week. Anthony Richardson or Stroud. I'm going Richardson based off the matchup this week over Stroud. Personally, not sure about you, if you want to answer that one.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
I'm also trying to start wide receiver 2 and flex. Pickens, Addison, Dell, Gabe Davis, or Olave. At the wide receiver 2 in the flex option, I will be going Addison there. Actually, it's between Addison and Dell. That they're really close in my eyes. I'm going Addison.
Yeah, this would be Dell for me.
No worries.
I was trying to decide between Dell and Gabe Davis, but yeah, Olave and Dell for me. Should I trade Tyreek Hill for Nico Collins, Laporta, Jonathan Taylor?
No, I'm not doing that.
I'll keep Tyreek Hill. The only way I don't do this deal, or the only way I do this deal, is if you truly have no one at tight end to start and your running backs are in a tough spot. But overall, I'm going to keep the best player. Who should I start, Goff, Howell, or Stafford? This would be Goff for us. Yeah.
Yes.
Would
Agreed.
you start?
Oh no, this will be Howell. I mean Golf. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you said Golf. Sorry, I thought you said Howell.
That's okay. Would you trade Mostert or Kyron for Pittman? I would trade Mostert for Pittman, but not Kyron.
Agreed.
We just got another super chat from Mr. Tres 05. We'll be live for the next 5 minutes, guys, so keep that in mind. Drop a super chat if you do want your question answered straight away. But he says, got another tough one. Full PPR, Tank Dell or Herbert. Yeah, that is a tough one, really. It is.
I'm going Tank. That's where I would go.
Yeah, I lean Tank there too. That is a tough one. All right. Aaron Jones or Brian Robinson. Here's what we've said to people is if you don't feel comfortable waiting on Jones' status, then you should start Brian. But, you know, if Aaron Jones, if we knew he was playing, we would go to Aaron. Liam. Let's see.
Tua, Jordan Love, Tua.
Yep. Pitts or
Henry. Tight ends, Henry. Wide receivers, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 flex. Garrett Wilson, wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, George Pickens, and a flex is Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
Oh, we need another running back. Sorry. So Joe Mixon.
Here's yeah. I would go Tua, Henry, Mixon, Warren, and then I would go Wilson, Pickens, Hopkins.
Agreed. Perfect.
PPR start Puka, Zay, Cup, or throw Mixon at the flex. Gotta start Puka.
Yeah, you gotta start Puka. Start Puka if Cooper Kupp doesn't play, and if Cooper Kupp does play, I think you still start Puka.
Would you trade Addison and Herbert for Pittman? No, I would not. Would you trade Pollard, Addison, Ferguson for Kelsey and Waller? I have solid RB depth. Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, I'm okay with Kelsey and Waddle. I agree.
Fields or Stroud? I believe I'm going Stroud. Yes, it's close.
I'm going Fields there. Dell or Brandon Cooks? You go Dell, non-PPR.
Yeah. And I would go Fields over Purdy, and I know you would as well. We do have another super chat here from Fernando. He says Herbert tonight at flex or Gabe Davis, Addison, and Gus.
Herbert tonight at flex or Gabe Davis, Addison, and Gus.
That's a great question, man. I'm gonna be going Gabe Davis there.
Yeah, I'm going Addison in that one. I think we answer that one. Hopefully that helps.
Boys, hurry! Kickoff is about to start.
I know it's about to happen here. Would you trade Mostert or Kyren Williams? And if not, would you package? Okay, Mostert or Kyren Williams? Oh, we answered this.
We did.
We would do Mostert, not Kyren. Would you package one of them for Ridley for Debo? If not, would you package one of them with Ridley for Debo? Sure. Mostert for Ridley. Ridley.
No, I wouldn't.
And get Debo.
I wouldn't.
I think I'm okay with that. I think Ridley and Debo are pretty even, and Mostert is kind of just a throw in my opinion.
I wouldn't view him as a throw in yet, but.
AC, what do you think of Howell tonight? Start over Stroud. I'm going Stroud over Howell.
Same.
But Howell should have a great game.
Wilson, Tank Dell, I'll go Tank.
I'm going Tank there. Would you rather have Fields or AR-15?
AR.
Yeah, AR.
Do you feel like Jay Williams has more start potential since Brown and Reynolds are questionable? Maybe, but I feel very confident that this team is going to slowly work him in. I would be genuinely shocked if he's a 90% snap player in his first week back. Traded Miles in London for Waddle. Nice. I like that. Hi, guys. One more this week. Diego says non-PPR. Najee Herbert as my RB2. This would be Herbert for me.
Like pick one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I drop Downs for Hal? I mean, yeah, I'm fine with it. Depends on what your best options are. Fletcher says, should I trade Derrick Henry and Tua for Ramondre and A-Rich? I'd rather have Derrick Henry and Tua.
Ramondre, yes, agreed. Start Cousins or Hurts. You start Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Also, how is Cooper Kupp looking? Look, he's practicing, so
he
hopefully
practiced
that
in
helps.
full today, so it's good signs. Matt's in a desperate spot. Woods, Chuba, Samuel. This would probably be Samuel for me.
Yeah, if Miles Sanders doesn't play, it's Chuba. But yeah,
You won't know that.
you won't know that. I hear you.
Start two, Puka, Cup, or Monty.
Puka Cup start to. I mean, I'm going Puka and Monty. Not that I don't believe in Cup. We need to wait and see what that looks like, and we won't know that.
And
Right?
at tight end, I'd go Goddard.
Yeah, Goater.
All right, we are going to be live for less than a minute now, so unless there's any super chats, we're going to log off here very, very soon.
Here you
to
go.
watch the
Chicago
game.
Bears, the Washington Commanders in their black jerseys running out of the tunnel. Zach is pumped. Talk it up.
PPR league. Who do I start in my flex? Flowers, Pickens, Dell, Debo. Already starting Ayuk. This would
We answer this one.
we did okay.
Mm-hmm.
Najee or Gus Edwards. I'll go Najee.
Najee.
Do you think Cup will play? Yes, I think you should start him. Komet or Ferguson. I'll go Ferguson.
Mm-hmm.
For the flex, Thielen, Kamara, Achane, Mostert, Pierce, or Ridley. Good God, man.
Close the eyes. Pick one.
Yeah, Achane, I guess. Fields or Law. I'm going Fields.
Fields.
Thielen, Ridley, or Waddle. This would be
Pick one.
Waddle for me.
Yep.
Fields or
Fields or
Howe.
Howe.
Fields.
I'm going Fields.
Brees, Watson, DJ Moore, sit one. I'd be
Watson.
sitting Watson.
Most of
And
Achane,
that
Pierce.
is going to be it for today, guys.
Here we go.
We do have one super chat
We
from
got
William.
a super chat from William.
And here's his
William, throw your
question.
in. Oh, here we go.
Full
Yep.
PPR, Cup plus Waddle for Devonta Smith and David Montgomery.
Cup
Cup
plus Waddle.
and Waddle for Smith and Monty. I'm 0-4 on the Cup side. Cup
Full PPR.
and
Cup,
Warren.
Cup Jalen Warren for Devonta Smith and David Montgomery.
I'm pretty comfortably on the Smith and Monty side.
Yes.
By,
agreed. I think
like,
it's
a million
significant upgrade on
bajillion.
Monty.
Points.
Yeah.
Thank you for the donation there, William. That is it for today's stream, guys. I'm going to go watch my team and cry into a pillow if we lose against the Bears. Good luck this week. Hey, hopefully whatever you need to happen happens for you. It's good to have football on. All love. And go check out the videos on the channel. See you soon.